Hey filmmakers, it's Kerry with Filmmaker Central, and in today's video, which is again about the Mavic 3 because people keep asking so many questions about it, we're going to talk about tuning it to make it fly smoother. So stay right there. We'll be right back. Well, I'm going to start off by saying that there are apparently a handful of these units out there that are not working properly. It happens. Ken over at Original Dobo, he's sending his Cine version back because of a really bad horizon tilt. No matter what he's done, he hasn't been able to do that. Other people I know, they just say no matter what settings they try, the thing is just way too twitchy in the air. And sometimes turning the sensors on will ease that up a little bit. Me, I'm not having any problems with mine, so I'm not in any hurry to try and send it back. I'm very, very happy with it. But there are some things that I did to help get it under control. But that being said, what I'm going to show you, other people have tried and it didn't fix their problems. So if yours is just not behaving properly, or it has a bad horizon tilt or something like that, what I'm going to show you probably won't help. But if yours is working pretty normally, like the majority of them out there, then this will help tune it to make it fly a little bit better. But if you're having a problem, deal with DJI, get it replaced under warranty, do whatever needs to be done. But when you have a unit like mine that is working well, then this is what's going to help. So little disclaimer there. All right, so right out of the box, I felt the Mavic 3 was a bit overly twitchy. And just, yeah, it just moves very quick. The power to weight ratio is a lot higher on here than the Mavic 2 Pro, and so it really gets up and moves. So the default settings that DJI has, they're a bit aggressive, and for my taste. Other people may be super happy with them, but for my personal taste, my preference for flying, they're a little too twitchy. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to make these settings on an iPhone. I normally fly with the TripleTech 8 Pro, but not all of these settings are there in the Android version, but they are on the iOS version. So I'm going to set them with the iOS version, and then hopefully when I'm flying, those settings are on the aircraft, and I don't need to worry about it. So we're going to start with tapping on the 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner. And we're going to go to Control. Now we're going to first make sure that our gimbal mode is on follow mode. If it's on FPV mode, as the aircraft tilts and things, the camera is going to go with it to give it more of that FPV drone type of feel to it. I don't fly that way. I have an FPV drone if I want to fly that way. Plus, it won't do the dives and things. It doesn't affect the way the aircraft behaves. It just kind of more locks the camera to the orientation of the aircraft. So I prefer follow mode. Okay, we have our gimbal calibration and gimbal settings. We will get to those in just a moment. Okay, we're going to scroll down here to advanced. Okay, now these are our EXP settings, our exponentials. And what we want for the smoothest flight is for these to be tuned down. Now, if we look at the graphs on here, what we're seeing is how does the aircraft react to joystick input? And if you see, there's kind of a flat line coming out from the center, and then it starts ramping up. If I pull that up, then it's just flat. It's a straight line, and as I give it any joystick input, it's going to start moving exponentially there. If I pull it up, it's going to be just crazy. You touch it, and the thing is going to be going nuts. So I pull these all the way down to 10, 10, 0.10, 0.10, 0.10. That means I have to get into the joystick more before it starts doing more or moving in that direction faster. So on my rudder right, my forward, my back, my throttle, I have to get on the throttle more so I can ease into these things. I can ease out of them. It gives it a little, it's going to, I guess the best way to describe it is it's going to make it feel more sluggish. And while that's, you know, may not be the performance characteristics that you want, well then turn it up. For me, I want that really smooth transitions from stopping to going or from changing directions. I want those transitions to be very slow, but then as I get into the joystick, it's going to pick that up faster and faster. So I can ease in and out smoother, but I still have full speed once I get into the joystick. So here we have soft, normal, and sport. So that's basically going to be the cinema mode or cinematic mode, the normal mode, and sport mode. So I can individually fine tune each one of these. So I have my soft. Now to change it for each one, I'm going to change the switch on the joystick. So if I go to sport, I can see how the sport mode is set up, my normal and my cine. So I have the controls over that the way I want. I don't need to have the EXPs as far down in the cine mode because it's already toning it down and making it fly slower. So, but you can still fine tune it for any of those modes. All right, let's move back here and we're going to go to our advanced gimbal settings. Now, this is how we can control how quickly the gimbal moves, how quickly it stops, the yaw speed of the aircraft, and the yaw smoothness. So here, we don't have to switch the joystick or the controller on here. We can just scroll through these, and we have sport mode, cine mode, and normal mode. And now I can use the wheel, check the speed of that. Maybe I want to, you know, bump this up a little bit. And then that smoothness is once I let go, how quickly does it come to an abrupt stop. So if I have that cranked up really high, it keeps going for like 2 seconds afterwards. If I crank that all the way down, basically as soon as I let off, it's going to stop. So I'm going to run that somewhere at a decent range there. Okay, maybe just a little too. I'm going to change my speed a little bit. All right, that's looking pretty good right there. Now, same thing with the yaw smoothness. Setting a larger angle increases the buffer when the control sticks are pressed. So I probably move that up a little bit because I just want to, again, I want to ease into those, make them a little bit smoother. And when I stop, I want it to just kind of continue until it stops. I don't want this hard, like braking action. So these things work for me. Again, you're going to find settings that work for you. What works for me may not be what you consider to be good at all. You might think that my settings are crap. So don't go off the settings that I'm using. Just understand how to set them so that you can find the ones that are going to work best for the way you fly, the way you want to film. Maybe you want your stuff to be more aggressive and faster. Maybe you are smoother on the sticks than I am. I'm a big guy, I got big hands, the standard controller is very small. I find it fairly difficult to be smooth on the sticks, so I tune mine down more for me. If you are much smoother on the sticks than I am, well then you can have a more aggressive setting and just control it with your stick movement. So hopefully this is going to help you to fine-tune your aircraft and get it to perform the way you want it to. Because at the end of the day, this is a tool for most of us, and we want to know how to use that tool the most efficient way possible and get the best results from it. That's why I don't teach you how to use a hammer, but I can teach you how to use a camera or a drone. So thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Kerry with Filmmaker Central. Please like, share, subscribe. I really appreciate it. Helps other people to find the channel as well. If you're liking and sharing and commenting on the video, then YouTube will make it a recommendation for other people and they can find this information if hopefully they find it useful as well. So in another video, we're going to talk specifically about using ND filters. So hopefully that one will be out later this week or early next week or something. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I very, very much appreciate all the feedback, the comments, and the questions that I've been able to answer for you about the Mavic 3. So thanks so much, everybody. This has been Kerry with Filmmaker Central. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.